Hey there, thanks for dropping by again. Chris here at WireCAD. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to assign terminals. Terminal assignment's just a little bit different than regular SysName assignment in WireCAD. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this router with a jack field. To do that, I'm going to draw on the input and output of each of these ports. I'm going to draw a terminal that represents a jack. I'll start here and I'll place one at the top there, and then I'll go to the other side and I'll find this same device, WireCAD Full Normal SD, and then I'll place that there. I'm going to do a containing window to select all of the stuff that is associated with the terminals, but I want to exclude the router at this point. I want to make sure it's not in my selection set. Then I'm going to use the rectangular array and create a 16-row array with a spacing of -1. So there are my 16 jacks on both the input and output side of that router. Now let's get started with the assignment. I want to use this terminal to represent part of jack field 1 or video jack field 1. I'll double click on it and you'll see that the assignment dialog is just a little bit different. This one enumerates ports for us on the selected sysname. So I'll scroll through my list here and find my jack field 1. No jack field 1. Okay. So that's because we haven't added a jack field 1 to our project yet. Since we don't have a sysname for it, we don't have access to its ports. The easiest approach to get this particular device into the equipment list at this point is to assign it a sysname from the equipment library. The device I'm interested in is an ADC patch panel. So I'll go look this up and I'll find my ADC patch panel here. That's a 2x32 row patch panel. Looking at the I/O, the ports have been described as A01 and B01 through 32, and they've been typed as the signal type SDI. Now, rather than add this to the drawing, which I could do as a mappable terminal and assign them all, for purposes of this discussion I'm going to show you how to assign terminals individually. So I'll add this to the project database only, and this will be added as DVJ1. I'll ignore the location for right now and click OK. Now if I look at my project equipment list, I will have reference to my DVJ1 and its equipment type here. Because I have this reference, I have access to the port list for this ADC 2x32 patch bay. So back into the router drawing. Now when I double click this terminal here, I will select DVJ1 as the device. Now you'll notice that nothing's selected here, nothing's highlighted. So I'll select the A01 B01 port set to apply to the terminal that I've selected here, that I've double clicked. Now if we zoom in, we can see that this terminal has been assigned to the ports A01 B01 on DVJ1. To assign the A02 B02 set here, I'll just double click this item. I'll have to select the sysname again. So again, DVJ1, and I'll select A02 B02. But I noticed that B01 has a highlighted record. That's because somewhere in the project a cable has been attached to that port. So if you see ports in here that have different background colors, that's an indication to you that somewhere in the project somebody has either attached an unassigned cable or attached an assigned cable to that port set. Now I'm going to do A03 B03 next, so rather than come and pick this DVJ1 out of the list, I'm going to say remember this equipment on the next sysname assignment so that it brings me back to DVJ1. And then I'll double click this and simply select the A02 B02 port set. Now I could work my way individually through the entire set here of the first 16 jacks, but that would be tedious. So rather what I will do here is I will create a selection set. Whether you manually click them or you drag a window around them, here I'll do a crossing window to add them. Now again, a crossing window drawn from right to left in the drawing. Any entity that touches the window will be added to the selection set, and they'll be added in the order that they were added to the drawing. Well, we knew that these things were added from top to bottom, so that's appropriate here. So now that I've got my selection set, I don't double click. Rather, I click the Advanced Tools menu, and then I click the button here that says Assign Terminals. Same terminal assignment dialog, but you'll notice that you have a selection set that count matches that of the items that are selected in the drawing. Well, I want to start with the A4, B4 set. So all I have to do is select A4 and B4, and all of the subsequent records will be selected as well. And then I simply click OK, and WireCAD will work its way through the entire selection set, applying those records to the underlying selection set. Okay, so that's how to assign a terminal to an existing system within the project. But what if the piece of equipment that we're attaching to isn't ours, but rather it's owned by somebody else? We still have to cable to it and attach to it, but it's somebody else's device. Well, a terminal is perfect for this as well. Here we'll just go ahead and select a kind of a square looking junction box here, and we'll place this off of this jack here. Now if I double click this, I get the same terminal assignment dialog that I have. You'll notice that this particular terminal only has an output connection point, so the inputs list is deselected. But I mentioned earlier that the system that this is attaching to is owned by somebody else, so it does not appear in our equipment list. It's not one of our SysNames. So this assignment dialog isn't appropriate for that type of a connection. I'll cancel this, and instead, I will control double click this. Now I can fill out a form that's specific to this terminal that contains only data specific to this terminal and will not have a reference in the equipment list. But it will have enough information that we can attach a cable to it, and we can get that cable record out of the drawing and into the database. Okay, so that's the basics of terminal assignment. I hope this tutorial helped you understand that a little bit better, but as always, if you get stuck, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. You can download WireCAD from WireCAD.com and give it a spin. We are here to help you with your design endeavor, so give us a call, and thanks for watching.